Brodes Media.
Look at this smile. Oh, and you may be thinking, Brodes, are you this happy because the Eagles won? Of course, but I'll tell you why I'm even happier. My friends over at DraftKings, NFL fans, what's your favorite touchdown? For me, it's the next one. Because with DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NFL, every touchdown could bring you closer to cashing in. From first touchdown score to anytime touchdown props or the thrill of live in-game betting, every snap is loaded with opportunity. Take a look at Sunday Night Football, all the odds and promotions available for you, player props. How about Monday Night Football? Next week, Thursday Night Football. The Birds are off for their bye, but there's so many games on the slate. DraftKings is here for you. Here's the best part. New customers bet just $5, and if your bet wins, you'll get $300 in bonus bets instantly. Your team hitting pay dirt pays out to you. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code BRODES. That's code BRODES for new customers to turn $5 into $300 in bonus bets if your bet wins. In partnership with DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly on behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort. Pass-through of per-wager tax may apply in Illinois. 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bet must win to receive bonus bets which expire in 7 days. Minimum odds required. For additional terms and responsible gaming resources, see dkng.co/audio. Limited time offer. Jalen, without A.J. Brown, popping 4 tutties. 15 of 20. Finding Smitty. The run game was unreal. We had 2 100-yard rushers. What a great game. 6-2 as they head into the bye. This is why the phrase stacking wins when it's September and it's ugly matters. Because if one of those games change, you're 5-3, which feels so much different. If 2 of those games change, you're 4-4. No. 6-2, momentum building, adding things to the offense. It's being molded. You're looking like a force again. Things are starting to blend. Stacking the wins are crucial. Outstanding effort. Now, I know exactly where the dumb fucking moronic Giants fans are going with this. The refs. Let me explain something to you. Because clearly, you're brain dead. For every single one of these plays that you're barking about and crying about in a 20-point loss, may I add, 18, but who's counting? There was something so egregious that was missed on the Eagles side of things. Was the tush push a fumble? Yes. Yes, it was. Were the idiotic referees so stupid that they didn't realize when Burns met Hurts out of bounds that it was a first? So let me get this straight. The refs screw up where the ball should go, which then led to a 4th down. You have to tush push it. Instead, it should have been 1st and goal. Shut your mouth. Shut your fucking mouth. You can't complain. That play shouldn't have even had to have been ran. Let's go to the next one. Your Scatabo touchdown? N'Kobe Dean gets tackled fucking picked up, bear hugged, tossed to the ground, and even an elbow to the back of the neck. I added that part. That part didn't happen. But that should have been a touchdown. In what universe? What do you think? N'Kobe Dean just accidentally, magically fell? How about the clear and obvious fumble by Jackson Dart that somehow got overturned? So when Darius Slayton does his obvious little push off, and you got Brian Dable on the sideline, with his headset on, looking like a damn clown. Should have been Eagles ball. You morons. Anyway, now that I got that off my chest, what happened in the football game? Jalen was special. You know he's got 1 interception, 20 touchdowns, and by the way, 19 of them aren't runs, because that's always been the knock. Well, these shouldn't count. Those ones shouldn't count. Okay, here's 15 in your face. 1 interception. He's playing like an MVP with the way he's leading this group at the top of the NFC. 6-2 puts you in play. Hosting an NFC championship game. These games all matter even when they're gross and ugly. I'm saying before this game, when you cry and complain that you don't like this, you don't like that. Well, I didn't either. But I was willing to give them a grace period to find their groove, to find their rhythm. You're running the ball under center now. What do you know? You do it, you take it 60 to the house. You're using the middle of the field. Your concepts running the football have changed. You're starting to get going here. And I'll give credit to Kevin Patullo. I thought he looked overmatched early. And I was always prefacing it by saying, hey, Kellen Moore struggled too. I just had more faith in Kellen Moore after his first 4 weeks because he has done it in the league and put up some good numbers with Dallas. So there was more substance and more to bite into. But I understood a veteran presence once needed some weeks under his belt to get it to where it needed to be. Kevin Patullo looked clearly overwhelmed. Part of the reason why the red zone's successful, though, is what he does. And now you're starting to see the playbook open and it look real again. So I'll give him love. I'm not a hater. All I want is my football team to look this clean. All I want is to have them operate like a super efficient NFC title championship caliber team. That's the standard. It wasn't early, even though I acknowledged winning those games when it wasn't early mattered. But when it clicks the way I need it to click, I'm going to love you. Just like the way I love my Amelio cigars. Look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. It's just as beautiful as those Kelly Greens. Think of the Kelly Green uniforms in cigar form. Old school roots, new school attitude, locally owned, 3rd generation made at Fabrica Oveja Negra, Nicaragua. This is as serious of a cigar as you are going to find. And what if I told you you can get 10% off your purchase by going to the link down below in the description, by utilizing promo code Brodes10 at checkout, and bada bing, bada boom, you get some cash off. And Amelio cigars are great for every single party you go to. Whether you're going to a family party, whether you're alone and it's a party in the backyard by yourself smoking a victory celebratory cigar, damn it, there's the only cigar to smoke. Seriously, there's the only cigar to smoke in my hands right now. That, of course, is an Amelio cigar. Make sure you join the Amelio cigar family today. No A.J. Brown. I bet you A.J. Brown is somewhere not happy. What? Who said that? Just being honest with you. I bet you he thought, hey, don't worry about it. This offense is going to struggle. I'm going to delete all the tweets I've ever tweeted. When Jalen Hurts is in the tweet, I'm going to get that off my social media platform. Oh, man, rough. Rough. You know he's not thrilled. It's the truth. Hey, credit to some of these guys on the D-line. Saw Jalix Hunt pop off a couple times. I saw Uche as well do his thing a couple times. Jalen Carter got in there. And I'm not telling you it's where it needs to be. And I don't even know if Brandon Graham is enough of an addition. There's also Nolan Smith too. But if I'm looking at this trade deadline, yes, I would like even more so we can get this D-line to be where we are more comfortable. But it was there for the first time in a while. You started to see you suffocate the Giants. They were getting overmatched, and you got guys in the backfield to really have to force Jackson Dart to do a couple of things. And look, it is a shame with what happened to their running back. I mean, that definitely changed all the feelings in the stadium. It changed. Honestly, I was sitting in my basement here with my daughter. I was feeding her bottle, right? And when it happened, I could even feel my basement shifting. It was me and her. She's 4 months, and I could just feel it flat in my basement. I can only imagine what the hell it was like in the ballpark, in the stadium, and also for the Giants. So, I mean, no one ever wants to see somebody go down and then, you know, put on the fact that it was like that gruesome of an injury. It's just horrible. It's just flat out horrible. You know, you want to take teams out when they're playing with their best, and you want to take on the challenge of seeing your rival when they're healthy with this youth movement and part of their big personalities being on the field, and you want that challenge and you want to accept it and see where it takes you, especially with how the Giants whooped your ass on Thursday Night Football, and he was just a machine running people over left and right. So, you know, you want a real chance to do it with him out there. It's heartbreaking, without a doubt. I mean, it's heartbreaking stuff. So sending all the best wishes here. I know everyone else in Philadelphia is as well, for as brutal of a place we can be as they were preparing for it. You know, everyone there obviously sending him his best wishes on his way out when he was on the cart, but just horrible. Man, how about Tank Bigsby? Tank fucking Bigsby. What was it, 2nd and 30? Was it? No, some of those guys don't stand a chance with the injuries. You got guys getting called up from the practice squad, Jahan Dotson's mossing people left and right. But the reality is, this is who you were facing. And when you're facing a team like that, that's that diminished on the outside, I need to see players like Jahan Dotson making Randy Moss-like catches. That's what must be done. It's an uncontrollable who's out there. You just have to dominate whoever. And you were able to do that. Jalen was strong. The running game, you get 2 guys that are running over 100 yards, which then means we need to give some love and appreciation to some of the big fellas that were blocking up front. And I thought Thoat had some big blocks. I thought behind the run game was able to run behind some of these nice pancakes. It wasn't all pretty. That first quarter, I think you had maybe 3 offensive line penalties. Lane Johnson had a hold on Abdul Carter. Tyler Steen jumped on the 4th down when they were going for it, 4th and 3, which then led to a 58-yard field goal attempt, which hit the pole, which then gave the Giants a short field, which then led to a touchdown, and that was a huge swinging moment of the game, but that didn't discourage anybody. And there was another one. Landon Dickerson had a penalty as well. So for Nick Sirianni to preach about the detailed and all that, the offensive line was the complete opposite in the early frame. But I want to get to that 4th and 3 real quick, because something that I think really bothered me was the instant reaction to go for it. Because, well, Brodes, you could have went up 10-0, and you could have forced the Giants to be down in a toxic environment with very young players and dare them to fight back and beat you. Why wouldn't you take the 10-point lead? Because I want my team to have balls. I want my team to double, triple, quadruple down on their offense. I want them to lean on the strength of Jalen Hurts playing at an MVP level. I want that to be our bread and butter. So I got no issue. If you're going to go down swinging by being uber aggressive and to go for it on fourth down, so you could be up 14 against the Giants, I like that more. I like the idea of 14-0 and Darren Jackson, Dart, and Scatterboo to beat you without Malik Neighbors and other names. That's what I want. I want to put our foot on their necks so they can't breathe. And I want to step down harder and harder and harder on their Adam's apple where they're coughing, begging for air. That's what I prefer. If you were to kick a field goal there was a part of me where the Giants have a mini win as they trot off the field and get their offense back on. I don't want that. I don't want them to have a mini win. I want them to feel pain. I want them to feel hurt. I want them to feel like they dug themselves in such a deep hole, and when they look up, they realize it's going to be a long day. It's going to be a long battle. There's a lot we got to do. I want the 14. Now, unfortunately, they shot themselves in the foot and they weren't disciplined enough with Tyler Steen, and that's moronic. But I like the aggression. I like the mindset. I like the philosophy. I want that because it also tells me they're starting to believe. When I'm telling you about mojo and cohesion and coming together and feeling this thing out and having momentum, when you make those type of decisions, it's because I think you're starting to really trust. It's a complete opposite of the third and long concedes, right? I can't sit here and bitch and cry about the third down concedes and why are you punting? You're being so soft, and then get disappointed when you're trying to really square somebody up and punch them right in the nose. I'm going to appreciate that and really love it. Just like the way I love that Kelly Green. That Kelly Green is sexy. I saw Jalen pregame. A lot of the guys who cover the team posting videos of the field and the fans coming in the stadium. Well, there was one video of Jalen's cleats, and he had on Jordan 1s, all blacked out, except for the swoosh and the Jordan 1 logo were white. And I believe it was either last year, how many what are they, 5-0 in the Kelly Greens now? I remember seeing a picture of Jalen in the Kelly Greens rocking Jordan 12 cleats that were white and Kelly Green. I literally orgasmed just looking at the picture, okay? I mean, I was making noises. My body was shaking. It made me so uncomfortable. I was so horny. I need them in shoe form, non-cleat form. I need them. I must have them. I need to somehow get my hands on them. But then I saw the all black, and I'm like, I wouldn't have thought of all black with these J's. But damn, does that look smooth. You ain't losing when he's rocking the all black like that. I mean, that's a statement. Everyone says with the Air Force is the all black, you're fucked up. Well, yeah, a little pop of white in there, but essentially all black. Oh, now, listen, I love shoes, so I can be bizarre. Anyway, the Kelly Greens, sexy as hell, man. All right, what else we got? I just thought it was all around complete, solid, strong effort. I love the fact that you outcompete them in every phase. You got a nice couple of returns as well, which set your offense up with special teams. So that was a plus. And when you guys met on Thursday, I know a lot of us were obviously emotionally tied to the Phillies at that particular time in the NLDS against the Dodgers. But they really did work you. They ran you out the building. They out-physicaled you. They wanted it more. They annihilated you. And at a time and point, I said, damn, it looked like throughout those 4 quarters, they took your soul. That's how much of a beatdown it was. Well, they answered the bell. They answered that adversity. And truth be told, you take a look at what Jalen Hurts has done since his bad game. His bad game week 6. 2 games combined, 34 of 43, which is 80% complete, 79.1. 505 yards, 11.7 average, 7 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, and 155.2 passer rating. So, that's what he's done since the week 6 efforts. That's my quarterback. That's what he does. Okay. Just want to make sure you understand that the respect needs to be given to QB1. Because when he misses Devontae Smith coming out of the second half in MetLife, when he misses A.J. Brown for a throw, the narrative is he can't do this, he can't do that, he's this, he's that. No. The reality is this guy is an incredible quarterback who is leading this team once again to a potential top seed in the NFC, and he's a machine. Without A.J. Brown, it doesn't matter. He just goes out there and handles business, and he leads. And he leads by example, and he brings this team to wins, and he sets culture, and it's just phenomenal that this guy is our leader. And I saw a shot of him and Nick Sirianni on the sideline when the game was wrapping up, and you could just tell it's starting to have the groove. It's starting to have the feel. The answers to the questions that were once being asked, and rightfully so asked, they're starting to get the results by going to work, plucking away, and kind of getting where it needs to get to, essentially. And look, on Friday, I did an entire show on the radio saying it may be time to zig because people think you're zagging. Meaning, we've leaned so much on the run game being our identity, maybe there's something to tweaking. And it's okay if you're going to have sustained success for year in and year out to have different wrinkles. Because teams study the top dog. It's a copycat league. They want to do what the best teams are doing, which means there's a lot of defensive coordinators that study what the best teams are doing to try and stop it because everyone's trying to copy their success. So then it becomes everybody in the league kind of doing the same things, and you got to zig when there's a lot of zag. So I wondered, hey, maybe we won't get the 2024 Saquon Barkley run game. And then he goes off and does this. But if you're going to open up with under center stuff, then here's an element of the playbook that I wasn't even accustomed to seeing. And now they're starting to flirt that in, and it's making me feel a lot more comfortable. We even saw, hey, how about Saquon in the passing game? How about that? We even had that. So I hope they can keep the run game crazy, solid, disgusting in a good way when they come out of the bye and start seeing some really tough opponents. But that doesn't scare me, the schedule. I already see that. It's going to be tough. Shut your mouth. Haven't I taught you already that the it's going to be tough thing is stupid and silly, considering you told me that in September and they went 4-0? This was a good mix, though. Good mix of the pass game, good mix of using the middle of the field, good mix of the run game. It was just a good combination of it all. It was flowing with every phase. And that's why it feels like they're really turning the corner, because they put it together. And they kicked ass. And you heard it from Tom Brady. You heard it from some of the guys with the post-game crew there on Fox, that a lot of people from the outside looking in, they were studying the Eagles on a week-to-week basis, and they were just waiting. They were waiting for them to look like the Eagles again. Because how many times would you hear other sports radio hosts and other markets and national hosts go, they just don't look right. They're a boring team. They don't look like the Eagles. They're winning, but they don't look like the Eagles. And that's a fair assessment. But they were waiting for this. Everyone was waiting for this. 4 quarters, dominant football, getting better pass rush, getting better blocking, getting better calls, play calls, that is, better design, Jalen feeling himself, using the middle of the field, getting Smitty going. Hey, how about the re-edition of Dallas Goedert? My God, who knows where we would be if we elected to go down a certain lane that was potentially on the radar this offseason, because we almost lived a life without Dallas Goedert this season. And all he's doing is finding the end zone, oh yeah, then finding the end zone once again. So, very, very, very important. Jalen, after the game, I don't think there's anything we can't do. I think it's a matter of working towards it. That's my guy, baby. That's my guy. I enjoy being under center. Jalen Hurts. That's my guy, damn it. I don't want to hear for a second that he can't do X, Y, and Z. That's sad. That's disturbing. It is. It's just a gross, gross, gross comment to act as if my quarterback can't do something. Proud of how we were able to run the ball. Eagles quarterback Jalen Hurts on their offensive balance and best running performance since last November. Jalen Hurts credits the run game and the efficiency in the red zone today. Also mentions the team was able to stay on schedule on offense. This is the first time in Jalen Hurts' career he has had back-to-back games with the passer rating of 141 or higher in both games. He has 7 touchdowns and 0 interceptions in these last 2 wins. Oh, man. It makes me happy. Just like Camden Apothecary. I love my cannabis, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, do I love my cannabis. Philly fans, game day is stressful enough. Parking, traffic, long lines. We've all been there. But when it comes to your cannabis, Camden Apothecary makes it easy. And they are only 5 minutes over the bridge. This is the dispensary for sports fans. Just minutes outside of Philly with plenty of free parking. You'll be in and out fast. No hassle, no waiting. And they don't just care about convenience. Camden Apothecary is all about the guest experience. Their staff makes sure you feel taken care of every time you walk in. Plus, they carry only the best quality cannabis at the fairest prices. So whether you're stocking up for the tailgate, the watch party, or celebrating a big win, you know you're getting the good stuff without overpaying. They even show love to the community with specials for fans, students, service members, and healthcare pros. Camden Apothecary, top quality cannabis, great prices, and an experience made for Philly fans 21 and up. Tell them Brodes sent you for 10% off. That's right. Camden Apothecary, the best in the business. All right, everybody, let's take your phone calls. Let's go to the Anytime Hotline.
Hey, Brodes, there are like 4 minutes left, but I don't think there's going to be a 25-point comeback. I thought the offense played really well, but that defense, it was really pissing me off. We should not be giving up. I don't even know the receivers who were out there, and they were catching balls just left and right. And I mean, honestly, if it weren't for those 2 iffy calls and Scadaboo getting injured, this would have been a way closer game. This would have been a shootout for sure.
Huh?
I wish that we would blitz more, because it seemed like whenever we would blitz, we would get really good crash share. I don't know. I think this defense is a huge problem. The offense is really good. I think Jalen Hurts is playing amazing. But I mean, and take Bigby, holy shit, he might be the future. I know we got Saquon and all that, but I mean, he was really good out there. But I mean, overall, I'm not satisfied because of those 2 calls were fucking horse shit by the refs. The tush push and the what was the other one? The pass interference. That was terrible. And I don't know how close the game would have been without those calls. But anyway, that's all I got. Bye.
Huh? Huh? Listen. 1, I appreciate the phone call. Always. I don't know, for my second point here, how that's your takeaway. I have no idea. Yes, the tush push should have been a fumble. But why are you just forgetting that the abysmal call was actually the spot on the field where it was a first down for the Eagles, which would have put them on they wouldn't have ran a tush push on first down. The ref screwed up. I like the no call for Burns, because originally, they threw a flag because they thought maybe it was hitting Jalen Hurts out of bounds? No, tough football, right? I mean, you can't just give anybody a free pass to go get a first down. Meet me at the sticks. But Jalen met him at the sticks. It was a first down. So you're going to point out the fact that the refs missed an egregious fumble, but forget that they missed an egregious spot on the field, which would have given the Eagles a first down because of Jalen on 3rd and 9 being great with his legs? That doesn't make sense to me. And how come you're just forgetting that Jackson Dart fumbled the football? His arm moved forward. The football never went with. The football was going backwards before his arm even started the trajectory of moving upfield. So it shouldn't have even been Giants ball. It shouldn't have even been Giants ball. And he did push off. Was it ticky-tack? Maybe. But by the letter of the law, he pushed off. But it should have even been their ball. You watch that 38-20. I got to be honest. Again, appreciate the call. But that sounded like a Giants fan. That sounded like a Giants fan that's pretending to be an Eagle. I mean, you bring up Tank Bigsby in the future. My radar's going off. Hold on. I'm just going to look up real quick because I can see the phone number. The area code is Atlanta, Georgia. That doesn't do me any good. Could be someone from Philadelphia that moved to Atlanta. Could be someone from North Jersey that moved from Atlanta. Or moved to Atlanta. Whatever. Interesting. Something ain't right. I can't imagine there being an objective Eagles fan who's not just all goo goo gaga because the Eagles are great. I can't imagine someone who can criticize the team fairly watching this game play out and your takeaway be it was close, if not for 2 calls and Scatterbo getting injured. There's something not right about this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go to the next call. Now I'm scared.
Hey, Brodes, nice win for the Birds today after what happened 2 weeks ago when we played this same Giants team that sucks. There was only one option today, and I thought we definitely dominated. We took it to them. I know it wasn't perfect, okay? I know the Giants lost their running back, but we were pretty banged up as well. It definitely needs work, though, okay? Like, this operation is far from complete. I think going into the bye, we really need to reshape how this team operates, okay? Because I don't think it's good enough quite yet, but this bye week is huge. The competition definitely needs to step up after it, going to Lambeau Field and then come back home and play the Lions. 2 huge games. But overall, like what I saw today. Go Birds.
All right, I appreciate it. We're getting better. Maybe I'm delusional. I don't know. I mean, it's October 26th, right? We're through 8 games. Do we have to clean up the operation? Yes. But so far, this has been the best operation we've had. And I can't fast forward to a Super Bowl. They don't have an operation at this particular time where you just assume they're going to walk through anybody in any playoff game ever. I get that. But this is clearly like a super exciting result. I assumed that we were all in unison here, that Jalen Hurts is playing like an MVP. He's not turning the ball over. He's airing it out week and week after each every week now. I mean, this passing game has developed and been smooth for the last few weeks. Now, this thing is starting to hum. It's looking better. There was appeal in some of these wins that were, quote, ugly. There was appeal in the way that maybe at times and in pockets the passing game was going, and now it's starting to actually grab momentum, and we're putting together performances now where you're winning by 20. 20 though. I thought we all understood that, like, we're happy and thrilled and excited and pumped up, and we see this going well. And you're right, things still need to improve. We need better pass rush. We do need things. But the trajectory of this, you got to play your best football when? December, January. We're almost in November. And I can absolutely 1,000% admit that where we are now is 80 times better. And we're on the right track compared to where we were 4 or 5 weeks ago. We are trending to the ultimate goal of playing your best football by December and January. And there's not an ounce of my body who feels right now after the game With the first thing on my mind being, we got to clean up the operation at the bye. I'm thinking we're 6-2. We got an MVP favorite playing quarterback. Saquon finally looked like Saquon. You did this without A.J. Brown. That's what I'm thinking. Kevin Petula looks like he's doing better with the play calling and the design of plays. I'm just a little baffled by the first couple of calls. I love you guys. Okay? I love you. I'm just disappointed in you. Let's see if Mist can put us where we need to be emotionally.
Brodes, great win. Great win. Loved a lot of what I'm seeing out of the offense. Obviously, still a lot of question marks with the offensive line, unfortunately. You hope that that's going to clean itself up. Those procedural penalties kill you. And, I'm not sure if it's just tough still, if getting Cam Jurgens is going to be enough to really boost them. But regardless, that Jalen to Smitty connection, beautiful. Saquon finally getting the game worth talking about is huge. Hank Bigsby looking like a friggin' monster. That's awesome. John Dotson with that contested catch. I don't think he's going to get enough credit for how great of a play that was. Defense with some difficulties here and there. Obviously, the pass rush looked a lot better today and was looking better last week, but, still feels like it's not quite there. But you get Nolan Smith back, you work BG into that mix. I think there's a lot of growth that can still happen there, and, that's great. Feeling pretty good about the future now. So go Brodes.
Yeah, man. No, I agree, Mist. I appreciate it. No, I agree with you there. And yeah, they need pass rush stuff, and we got to see what version of Nolan Smith comes back and how long it takes him to hit his stride and all of it. But you mentioned Thoat. I actually thought Brett Thoat did some good things today, and obviously Jalen's not going to throw him under the bus or anything, but Jalen Hurts spoke about him today and said, Brett taking full command up front, leading the way. You couldn't ask for anything more when he comes in and he does that. I thought Thoat played well. I'm not perfect. Okay? But in regards to letting this thing hum, when your run game does this, there's 5 and sometimes even 6 heavy men up front that are plowing through people and creating some space. And Thoat was even highlighted a few times on some of the replay packages. Thought Brett Thoat deserves some love. Brian Dable after the game. We were outplayed in every phase. I'm not going to comment on what I thought about the officials. I can't get over that replay. I keep watching it over and over and over again. I have it bookmarked on my Twitter feed because he looked that much of a doofus. It's 31-13. Here he has face turning red. What type of leader is that? Oh, that's my leader? The guy who's getting fined $200K because he needs to go into the blue tent to beg his quarterback to come out when he's concussed. And now he's doing this? He looks like an idiot. Looks like a flat-out moron. It's amazing. I think the best is yet to come. Jalen Hurts. Oh, baby. It's a glorious day, isn't it? Thank you guys all so much. I love you. It's my instant reaction pod here on Brodes Media. Talk to you on the next one. Go Birds!